Ooh.
Brian, what do you got going on there?
Oh, I'm talking to my Tinder date. We have a date on Friday.
Oh, you got the swipe right.
Got the swipe right.
Big plans for Valentine's Day?
Yes, sir. We're going out to Fogo de Chao.
Hey, have fun. I got left on red.
Ooh.
I'll be watching Super Bowl 52 for the second straight year.
You know what?
Favorite part is when Foles catches that touchdown pass.
Ooh, my favorite part is the Brandon Graham strip sack.
Woohoo!
But that should be fun either way. But first, court's in session. Welcome, one and all, to this brand new edition of Courts in Session. I am Brian Steinmetz, and beside me is Addison Hunsaker. And in this week of love, the women got none at all down in Florida.
Oh, but the men's team loving the best comeback of the year, and a rose for Quentin Rose as he sets a conference record, 1,718 career points and 1,718 reasons to love this guy.
Yeah, the senior captain certainly adding to his long resume of accomplishments here at Temple. To the actual game, however, where the first 20 minutes versus SMU were frustrating and depressing, to say the least, for the 7,600 fans announced in attendance. The Owls were down 17 at the half, but that is only really half the story. Fans got an early Valentine's Day gift in this sweet T-shirt, picking things up in the second half when Temple really turned it on. Lonnie Moore hitting the three ball here. He had 4 of those, and Josh Pierre-Louis added 3 of his own. This game kind of had the plot of a romantic comedy, with the comedy, of course, having the Owls down so big at the half, down 17, and the romance of the spectacular comeback in overtime. It's like poetry in motion. The Owls shot a spectacular 68% in the second half and were 6 for 7 from beyond the arc to really bolster the comeback. And SMU did not have an answer defensively whatsoever. Now, the Owls did have a chance to win the game at the end of regulation. Quentin Rose could not put it through, and to overtime we go. And in overtime, Quentin asked the Mustangs if his 25 points is enough to help accept his rose. The Owls get the impressive victory, winning 97-90.
An impressive win indeed. If you were watching college hoops as of late, you might be noticing a new fashion change among many players and teams across the country. Let's start with the Memphis Tigers. They were certainly on everyone's radar prior to the start of the season, ranked 14th nationally. But national ranking pales in comparison to the Tigers' fashion statement. The 1970s are back. Don't believe us? Check out the short shorts, in particular from freshman guard Lester Quinones. Now, Brian, what do we think of the short shorts comeback?
Honestly, I love it, Addison. I love the throwback style. I always have. You see it a lot in the NBA now with the throwback jerseys, and you see it in college basketball now. Temple did a throwback night with their jerseys, and the short shorts are just a continuation of that. I love it.
I love how Quinones rolls them up, too. They're not just short shorts.
Right.
He actually rolls up the longer shorts. And I love the comeback as well. And I hope it becomes a fad for one season. We see more players rocking the short shorts looks. And I want this to get blown out of proportion, too. Yeah. We see Carson Edwards there with the short shorts from Purdue. More players doing it. I kind of like the throwback to the 80s.
Yeah, I think it's getting a little bit more back in style. You know, we had the short shorts, and then we went into this baggy era where every jersey and pants were like 7 sizes too big for every player.
Fab 5 in Michigan, yeah.
And now I feel like we're slowly getting back. The jerseys are getting a little bit tighter. The shorts are getting a little shorter. So I think we're getting back to the same classic style we've seen years ago.
Jordan Poole, current Golden State Warrior, hitting the game-winning shot with the Michigan Wolverines with the short shorts. I want this to have to go Catholic numb, where the refs are measuring the length of the short shorts before the game to make sure they're long enough. You see the Showtime short shorts Lakers there, rocketing in the 80s, running up and down the court. I love the comeback, and I hope it's here to stay.
Yeah, me too.
All right, enough with the fashion statement. Back to the X's and O's and the future of the best and brightest in the AAC. Now we get a chance to look around at the AAC at some possible NBA talent. We are now joined by scouting expert for Celtics blog and overall basketball genius, Max Carlin. Max, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Delightful. Now you've got a chance to watch a lot of film on some players in the AAC. Who sticks out to you?
Sure. My top-ranked prospect in the AAC is Nate Hinton at Houston. Bit of a weird player. He's about a 6'5" guard, plays more like a wing or forward, though, at Houston. Dominant rebounder, makes a lot of plays off the ball as a defender and on the ball, too. Big question mark for him will be shooting. He's had success particularly as a spot-up shooter in college, but there are some question marks in his shooting profile and mechanics. and that'll be his main swing skill in the NBA. And then there are the three guys at Memphis. Precious Achiuwa is the remaining big recruit there. He's sort of a combo big. He's got some skill question marks, some decision-making issues, but a high-energy player, big, physical, really athletic. And then there are two less acclaimed prospects, but sort of nice complementary guys. DJ Jeffries, around 6'7". He's got a high release on his three. He's got some length to make plays around the rim defensively as a help defender. And then Lester Quinones, around 6'4", 6'5", combo guard. Has some strong moments as a passer. He's got a quick release on his three. He can extend it to deep range. He's a smart cutter. Just a strong all-around combo guard.
Wonderful insight, Max. Thanks so much for enlightening us.
My pleasure.
Again, that was Max Carlin from Celtics Blog talking up some potential NBA draft picks in the AAC. This past week certainly erased any chances the women's team had at an at-large bid to the NCAA tournament. Temple entered February at 13-8 overall and 5-3 in the AAC. But this past week, the Owls dropped back-to-back games at Wichita State and South Florida. The Shockers downed Temple by 10, while the Owls' matchup against the Bulls got off to an ugly start. South Florida entered Sunday's game 13-9 overall and 5-3 in the AAC, jockeying with Temple for positioning in the conference standings and looking for revenge after January's 3-point loss at McGonigal Hall. This one was over after 2 quarters of play. South Florida outscored Temple 58-16 in the first half alone. The Owls kept it competitive in the second half, but when you're down by 42 points after 2 quarters, it takes a miracle to come back. Almost as big of a miracle as me having plans on Valentine's Day. The Greek freshman guard Elena Tzinski and sophomore guard Sydney Harvey scored 25 apiece for the Bulls, almost outscoring Temple by themselves. Temple had 4 players finish in double figures, but shot 29% from the field, including a 3 of 18 effort from 3. South Florida takes this one 99-51.
And finally, we thought we'd end with a laugh at my expense. You may remember last semester I anchored OwlSports Update with my good friend Sean McGeehan. And during our Halloween show, we had a Twitter poll that asked if you thought the men's team would eclipse their win total of 23 from last season. Remember, this was a few days before the start of the new season, and Sean and I were, well, off. Let's roll the tape.
For our Twitter poll of the week, let's talk some hoops. We want to know if you think the men's basketball team will eclipse its win total from last year.
Of course, that win total was 23 wins, so it's certainly no easy task. But Aaron McKee and company seem to be up for the challenge. Go on our Twitter at OwlSports Update and let us know your vote. And honestly, Sean, I think 23 wins is attainable. I think Aaron McKee has these guys tight-knit, and I think they're feeling a good season coming up. What a time that was, nearly 3.5 months ago. A lot has changed since then. At this pace, the Owls will win about 16 games this season, well short of their 23-plus last season. As for this romantic episode of Courts in Session, we are all out of time. So be sure to follow us on all social media to keep up with all things Temple Sports at OwlSports Update.
And be sure to tune in to a brand new episode of OwlSports Update tomorrow, live at noon on TUTV with Dom Gillespie and Brooklyn Vaughn. For all of us here at Courts in Session, for Brian Steinmetz, I'm Matt Hunziker. Enjoy your Valentine's Day weekend, and we'll see you next time.